Hello. Happy Thursday. How are you? I'm behind. I'm going to get music going in a second. Hold up. Wait a minute. How's my friends doing? Who we got out there? One lovely human. Oh, I like it. Go. Hold up. Wait a minute. Almost there.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
Well then,
all right.
is there anybody here who believes in summertime at all? I know there's a few of us sunbaked bodies in here tonight.
Guapo.
We're gonna do a beach song for you all. And we'll dedicate it to everybody who's got a little bit of sand in their britches tonight. And come on out of those waves. Thank you.
Oh, the
Well then,
music is probably so loud right now. Sorry. Yeah, is it better now? Is it mixed up? Oh, better? I'm low right now? Really? Let's put it up there. How about now? Can you hear me now? Call me now for your free tarot reading. All right. Okay, good. Thank goodness. We just got back, dude. We were rushing back in from the dinner time. Had a oof, love that fucking place, dude. I'll pack something up. Yeah, I think we got a pretty good one in store today. I mean, it might go wild, but I think currently I like the concept and the idea, and we'll see how it works out.
wait a second. I got one more. Well, I'm usually passing by just about 11 o'clock. See, I never stop. I'm usually passing by just about 11 o'clock. Listen here, and if you let me cool you one time, you'll be my regular star.
Guap, what time you thinking about disc golfing tomorrow? I think I would probably have to do it earlier if we did. Oh, I got it. All right. I'm your ice cream man. I think 9 o'clock's a good shoot for. I gotta drive to Michigan tomorrow, so maybe not. Like, I just don't want to. Maybe not too early. I don't know how long or how late I'll be on here. Dudley Dawson, what's up, brother? Happy Thursday. Dude, is there a way, Guap, to like Oh, cheers to y'all. I'm gonna fucking chooch one. I've been here trying to set this up. Cheers to you, my friend. Do you know how to change that? Is there a way to change it, Quap?
This is supposed to be serious. It originally started out.
The way the names show up? Unless I think maybe you can just go set it up if, like, as an individual. All the names coming in with some weird shit on them. Hey, you only YOLO once. Alright. Now I'm feeling like I just need to get through this. I can't wait to honestly do what I've been thinking about doing. What I renamed the thing. The fucking stream tonight after. Called Arguing AI. I've got an idea and a concept that I feel adamantly about, that I want to know how the computer feels about it. And I kind of want to do it in two different ways. I have not, oh, you know what, I should do that while I'm sitting talking about it. I have another pro account. I have two pro accounts for all right. I've got them both up. Okay. Dude. Wop, I'm gonna prove you differently, bro. You wait a minute, bro. I was blown away with how I was being talked to. Genuine as fuck. Not trying to be some funny guy. I was blown away by how I was being talked to by fucking person. I'm gonna speak to most of the time. Dr. Danknugs, what's up, brother? And I'm gonna start in Google Gemini because the conversation leans more towards the way that I want the thing to go. But I'll transition over to a secondary AI and let you guys hear. It's neat as fuck to have this conversation with large language models. I've had it with a lot of cannabis folks, and it's hard to get through sometimes. But the truth of it is, there's no concrete answer, but there is concrete answer. And the concrete answer is more what I speak about in here all the time, what I talk about on Two Dope Dudes. Oh, Dr. Danknugs, I can't wait until you. But cannabis is a product of its environment, is literally like the basis for this entire argument and conversation that I'm going to have. But yeah, I think I think I might wait until just a few more people are in here so that they don't catch me in the middle of arguing and being like, what the fuck is going on right now? But I think this is a worthwhile one, and it'll prove some things. I think this will be a decent conversation for the growers, honestly. Like, Doctor, I think, yeah. I think this fucking conversation falls in line kind of with what some of the stuff we were talking about when we were on. Thanks for having us on again, dude. It was actually a really good time. I enjoyed having conversations with you. I really like your community. Everybody that shows up is super responsive, and really cool that you have different people willing to jump on and show off their grows and do um, and kind of put themselves out there in a way, but to do it in a way for community. The same thing I think a lot of us are. I think you, me, like it's to build the community. It's to break down the stigma of it, and yeah, I really. And immunity. I like that. Yeah. Thank Nugs, I think so. It was cool too, like I felt like I didn't talk as much, but I was reading all the comments, and I was listening to all the people talk about growing in different ways. And like that speaks heavily to what I'm going to talk about tonight too, where I think it's not about what you grow, it's about who grew it. I just say those words a lot, but I think it means more than like anything, right? There are people who are, again, knowledgeable in different ways. I don't know if you heard our Two Dope Dudes episode week, but Mason from Sundrenched, awesome conversation there too. He was talking about how people understand this plant a different way by breaking fibers and just knowing the way that they grow, the leaf structure, the plant structure. It's kind of getting into the plant, and that's like savanting it, but that's savanting it after being around it for long enough and being able to recognize the nuances, little differences, where you can read a lot out of a textbook, but how that applies is a totally different. I think once you listen to the conversation I have tonight, you'll understand like how that kind of plays into where like artificial intelligence is just a prediction of the next possible word in a very cool way. The ones now that do research are pretty neat. Pretty much what they're doing is querying the internet for a little bit more relevant information to the topics of conversation. They drop a couple of different topics to the different websites, whatever, through Google. It gets all these different kind of relatively close things. They shove all of those through the little model or whatever, and then it spits out the next best character. And listen to the cadence of the conversation tonight, and you'll see book smart is only so smart. Textual smart is only so fucking smart. If you can write it down, or it's just in words, but it's not in action, there can be some cloudiness and there can be some loss of what you're trying to figure out. But um, I'm pretty, I'm feeling ready to. I just don't want to shoot myself in the. I think there's 3 people sitting here now. Bob, Dudley, Dink Nugs. I appreciate the fuck out of you guys. We get up into the 8 to 10 range quite regularly. And I think maybe I just start ripping now, but yeah, it's nice to hear the full conversation. Let me just do it. What else are we doing? I'm chill. I like turtles too. The chocolate ones with the little hands on. Uh, maybe write a song for smoke some more. Argue. Yeah, I mean that's yeah. Who gives a fuck? I like that. No, yeah. Fuck it, dude. Whatever. People jump on him. It just sucks because when people Shy Town High Fight, this makes me happier. What is good, my friend? Happy Thursday. I also can't break conversation from what I'm talking. 'Cause once I start talking to this AI machine, it is me and this thing gonna go back and forth. I I can't say other words. So chat, be active. Y'all, if you can help each other answer the questions. If there's anything important that you'd like to say, I'll try my best to bring it into the conversation that's going on. But no further ado. I give to you. That's Chi-Town, that's pretty regular. Yeah. All right. Dr. Levy. All right, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Here we go. Friends, thus starts the conversation. I am going to speak with an AI robot. I will be speaking with Google Gemini. For those who want to know, I'm going to speak with Gemini now, and I will make my way at some point over to Perplexity. These are 2 different AI platforms, and let's just see what the conversation. Dude, I wish I could. I'm no, dude, it just sucks because it's so small. Thing is, man, what are you talking about? It does not allow you to go like full screen mode with. I don't have. All right, we're gonna rock it. Here we go, my friends. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. What can I help you with today?
I was just looking for you to say a few more words so that I can get your voice to kind of match mine. If the chat would just go ahead and let me know if I need to turn up the AI robot. Go ahead.
Certainly. I can help with that. Is there anything specific you'd like me to say, or would you prefer I continue speaking in a conversational tone like this? I'm happy to adjust as needed. What can I do to assist you further?
Are you okay with me recording you?
Yes, I'm perfectly fine with you recording this conversation. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Wheelie bins.
Ah, wheelie bins. What would you like to know about them?
You tell me, what are they?
Well, wheelie bins, also known as dust bins or trash cans depending on where you are those large wheeled containers used for collecting waste. They often come in different colours to help with recycling and have a lid to keep the smells at bay. Is there anything specific you wanted to know about them?
Voice levels okay out there, guys? Um, Nothing. I just thank you for answering. All right. I need to I need to know the difference between sativa, indica, and ruderalis.
Sativa plants tend to be tall and slender with narrow leaves. They're often associated with energizing effects. Indica plants, on the other hand, are usually shorter and bushier with broader leaves and are often linked to relaxing effects. Ruderalis is a smaller variety, known for autoflowering, meaning it flowers automatically after a certain period, rather than relying on light cycles. Are there any particular characteristics you're interested in?
What makes these three plants different besides their physical makeup and general tendencies for energy or relaxation?
Well, beyond their physical traits and typical effects, the differences also lie in their chemical composition, specifically the balance of compounds like cannabinoids and terpenes. These contribute to the unique properties of each strain. Would you like to know more about the specific chemical profiles?
Which chemicals make sativa more sativa, indica more indica, and ruderalis more?
The differences largely come down to the balance of chemical compounds called cannabinoids and terpenes. Sativa strains often have a higher concentration of THC, which is responsible for the energetic effects. Indica strains typically have a higher CBD content, contributing to their relaxing effects, and ruderalis has a unique cannabinoid profile that causes it to bloom automatically. Do you want to know more about any of these compounds?
So the differences between sativa and indica and ruderalis are that sativas have higher THC, indicas have more C supposedly, and ruderalis plants are just autoflower. That's the only differences between three plants.
Yes, that's a good summary of the key distinctions. Would you like to explore any of these factors in more detail?
So, can sativa have CBD and indica have more THC?
Yes, that's possible. While sativa typically has uplifting effects and indica is more relaxing, both strains can contain a mix of cannabinoids like THC and CBD. The effects are down to the overall balance, not just one chemical. Is there anything else you'd like to know?
Can there be more? I'm just asking because in classifying sativas and indicas, you said sativas are classified as sativas because they have more THC, and indicas are classified as indicas because they have more CBD. And I'm just wondering, you said that sativas can have more CBD than THC, and indicas could have more THC than CBD?
That's right. While sativa typically has a higher THC level, it can certainly have significant CBD content as well. Similarly, indica can have high THC levels. The classification is more about their physical traits and general growth habits than their specific cannabinoid profile, which can vary widely within each type. Does that make sense?
Can sativas and indicas have the same cannabinoid makeup and terpenoid makeup?
Yes, it's possible for sativa and indica strains to have similar cannabinoid and terpene profiles, even though they might look different. The terms sativa and indica are often used based on the plant's physical appearance, but the chemical composition can vary greatly. Is there anything specific you're wondering about regarding this?
Yeah, I'm wondering how they get their distinct differences if it's only based off of physical structure. So then, like, if you're telling me that the chemical composition can be the same from an indica and a sativa, and probably even a ruderalis, what other than appearance changes them from one another? Because if they can be the same, what makes them different?
That's a great question. While sativa, indica, and ruderalis are often classified by their physical appearance, the chemical composition is very fluid and can vary greatly within each classification. The distinct factors leading to different effects are the specific balance of cannabinoids, such as THC and CBD, and the unique terpene profile, which contributes to the flavor and aroma. These compounds interact with the body's endocannabinoid system to produce the various effects. Is there anything specific about the chemical composition you'd like to know more about?
No, I guess now because you keep saying that all of them can have kind of the same chemical composition, is it true that the makeup of the leaf structure and the reason ruderalis are small kind of plants that autoflower is because of the environment that they're grown in?
Yes, that's a significant factor.
So then if
The
we changed, I'm sorry to cut out there, if we changed the environment of the sativa and put it into the indica's environment, change the indica and put it into the ruderalis's environment, because typically sativas are grown on the equator at lower, close to sea levels with more rich air and better sunlight cycles, where indicas are grown in the mountains and they're a little bit closer to the sun, so they don't have to reach as far. And then ruderalis is grown in the cold, right? So, aren't the isn't the plant just surviving based off of its environment?
Yes, that's part of it. The plant's physical characteristics are a combination of its genetics and the environment it's grown in. So even though a sativa might have certain genetic predispositions, the environment can certainly influence how those traits are expressed. Are you interested in exploring how specific environmental factors affect the plant?
I'm more just wondering why the classifications of sativa, indica, and ruderalis exist. If it's not, if the plant can literally be the same chemically, and the leaves get cut off anywho. So, what would be the distinction between these plants if they carried the same chemical composition?
That's a valid point. Even though chemical composition might be similar, the classifications exist for several reasons. Historically, they were based on physical appearance and traditional uses. And even though there's a lot of overlap, these classifications help us categorize the plants and their potential effects. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but if you're telling me that the effects come from the cannabinoids and terpenoids, am I right?
That's absolutely correct. The effects of the plant are primarily determined by the cannabinoids and terpenes present. So even though different classifications might have varying levels of these compounds, it's the specific balance of these chemicals that dictates the experience. Does that clarify things?
Yeah, the problem I'm having with it is that you're telling me the chemical composition can be the exact same from a sativa and an indica, and because they have different leaf structures, that makes them different. But the underlying is that the effects will come from chemical composition. So, is there even a necessity to call this plant anything else but cannabis?
That's a very insightful point. From a botanical perspective, referring to the plant as cannabis is the most accurate term, as it encompasses all species and varieties within the genus. The classifications sativa, indica, and ruderalis are often more colloquial and have historical or agricultural purposes. Do you want to delve deeper into the benefits of using a single botanical term?
What colloquial, historical, or agricultural purposes make it that we need to call this plant three different things when each one of the things that we call it can be chemically the exact same as the other one?
The colloquial, historical, and agricultural purposes behind the classifications of sativa, indica, and ruderalis stem from traditional understandings of the plant's physical traits and perceived effects. Historically, these helped people distinguish between plants that had different uses, for example, some being more energizing while others were more relaxing. Agriculturally, the terms helped farmers manage plants with different growth habits and cultivation requirements. And colloquially, they provide a simple way for people to communicate about varieties with generally predictable patterns, even if these patterns may not always be exact. Does that help clarify the purpose of these classifications?
Yeah, but I'm just disappointed because the clarification doesn't really clarify anything. And if anything, makes it harder to understand. Because if I can have an indica that has sativa properties, and I have a ruderalis plant that has indica properties, how is it that I make sense of this average consumer?
You're right, the way it's currently explained can be confusing. Perhaps we can simplify things. We know the terms sativa, indica, and ruderalis are mostly based on how the plant looks and its history. But if you're trying to understand the effects, it's more important to look at the chemical composition, specifically the cannabinoids and terpenes. Would you like help with rephrasing this so it's clearer for the average consumer?
Sure, how would that look?
It could sound something like this. Instead of focusing on the terms sativa, indica, or ruderalis, which can be confusing because the plant's chemical makeup can vary so much, let's talk about the specific compounds present, like THC and CBD. These are what really determine the effects you're likely to feel. How does that sound?
Doesn't sound good to me. I have run a few dispensaries in my life, and if somebody told that to somebody, I'd be relatively disappointed. The actual determining factor of effects typically is the terpenoids, at least in the idea of couch lock or energy, where some of the symptom alleviation and or endocannabinoid stimulation comes from the cannabinoid, but don't always necessarily give effect in the way that we try to classify this as an up or down or as a stimulant of the system.
I see. So, are you suggesting that perhaps we should focus less on the traditional classifications and more on the plant's overall chemical composition, including the terpenes, to give a more accurate understanding of the effects?
That's 100% what I think should happen. Doesn't that make the most sense?
Yes, that certainly makes sense for providing a more accurate understanding. Focusing on the plant's chemical composition, including the terpenes, as the determining factor of its effects, offers a clearer picture than relying on the traditional classifications. Would you like to explore how to effectively communicate this to consumers?
No, I was just trying to make sure that when we're talking about this, uh, you said that a good way for us to colloquial use this is to classify the nuanced differences between what some sativas can do and some indicas can. At the same time, you said that sativas and indicas can be the exact same chemical composition. So what I'm trying to say is that doing away with sativa and indica altogether, does it not sound like a better idea?
Yes, it sounds like a much clearer approach. By focusing on the plant's chemical composition, especially the terpenes, you provide a more accurate understanding of the effects to expect. Would you like me to suggest some ways you could put that into practice?
All right, so I'll calm that down for a second. All I'm trying to get at, and what I feel like comes out of this every time, and why I say this, I'm trying to drive it home to everybody. Sativa indica ruderalis matters for the grower to an extent of how am I going to have to train this plant within my environment? Not so much, and comparatively so, if you, oh, dank nugs, that's what I'm saying. And I think I wanted to do this and I enjoyed doing this because it proves exactly that. There is a level of intellect, or it's more of a level of um, storing information and a lot of it at once to then try to spit something. And you can hear the thing repeat itself over and over again where um, it's it's so programmed to only say a certain few things. And I will tell you, like, some of this shit is very intellectual prepared. It's not, it sucks because depending on what system and platform you're using, you're getting a way more modified for them, the way that they want you to hear it type of a situation. But it here is, and I'm going to go over to Perplexity now and just have a quicker conversation with it about the same topic, so that you hear a different conversation, but from another platform. It won't be the same. And the way that we communicate, even when we use common talk back and forth and we try to make it mean something, and it just doesn't mean anything. Like sativa indica and ruderalis, outside of for the growers who, again, will have to manipulate their environment to accept the thing, or it will help them kind of maybe keep reading in line so that, like, I don't know, like everything isn't so hybridized, right? We all talk about the hybridization of cannabis and how it sucks. But if you had multiple sativas and you kind of put them together, maybe you get a little bit more naturally robust growing plant comparatively to trying to take the one that was grown in the mountains and the one that was grown in fucking coldest environments we know, and to slap them together. And like, again, what happens, and you all know it, is when you add a autoflower in, it pretty much just becomes an autoflower. That parentage or those genetic traits kind of take over. And in the next conversation that I have with Complexity, I will use I will try to be more scientific on the genetic DNA makeup so that there is a more of a science based or more of a mathematical based purposing behind why they call each one of these what they call it. And when I heard when I argued with this platform earlier, I literally did it. Today, it gave me more of a wait until this thing gave me fucking attitude. This is why Guap, I was saying fucking. It feels like these things have some level of. I mean, you can. Let me see if I can fucking go. Gotta have the conversations that I've had already on here. Oh yeah, you can literally see at the end. Let me see if I got this. I told the damn thing. Is there any way better? Like sound kind of like a bit. And fucking it went on. I'm here to help. Positive, respectful way. Like a different tone or style, I can try to adjust it. Just let me know. And I just said less bitchy. I said got it. I'll keep it straightforward and professional. This thing was getting pissed off that I kept asking questions that it just seems like it's so contradictory. But watch it. Let's rock and roll. All right, here we go. Come on. Gotta get a new conversation. Can you help me understand the nuance and difference what a sativa indica and relish?
Sure thing. Sativa is known for uplifting, cerebral effects, indica is more relaxing and body focused, and ruderalis is lesser known, often used for its autoflowering trait. Each has distinct growth patterns and effects.
But the effect that you just told me for ruderalis is how it grows. You didn't tell me any effects. Is there a specific effect that comes more commonly from a ruderalis?
Cannabis ruderalis is low in THC, meaning it doesn't produce strong psychoactive effects, but it has higher levels of CBD. This makes it useful for medicinal purposes like pain relief, reducing anxiety, and promoting relaxation without a heavy high. It's often valued for its therapeutic benefits rather than recreational use.
Okay, so what makes them different in a genetic setting?
Sativa and indica differ in height, leaf structure, and flowering time, with sativa being tall and thin and indica short and bushy. Ruderalis, however, is smaller and auto-flowering, meaning it flowers based on age rather than light cycles. This genetic trait makes ruderalis unique for breeding. Would you like to know more about how these traits influence breeding?
Are there genetic markers that make these plants different? Because my understanding is difference typically comes from their growing environment. And
Cannabis sativa, indica, and ruderalis have distinct genetic markers. Sativa has more THC-related genes, indica has variations related to cannabinoids and terpenes, and ruderalis is recognized for genes linked to autoflowering. Environmental factors also play a role, but genetics provide distinct differences.
what are the genetic? I just keep hearing that there are some chemical differences, some nuance growth differences, but and from my understanding, all of these plants, ruderalis indica, all grow the chemical, both terpenes and cannabinoids. And if they're stressed in certain ways or grown in certain environments, they can grow the same chemical composition as the other, any of the three interjectively. Is that right?
Genetic differences between cannabis types include variations in cannabinoid and terpene profiles. Sativa tends to have more THC, indica can have higher CBD, and ruderalis usually has lower cannabinoids. Additionally, genetic markers distinguish them, and hybridization has blurred lines somewhat, but specific traits remain. Would you like more details on specific markers?
Through evolution, especially in a longer period of time, a couple of generations long, multiple tons of generations, could you theoretically change genetics from sativa to LS? any of the combination.
Yes, through selective breeding over many generations, you can shift traits such as growth patterns, cannabinoid levels, and terpene profiles from one type to another, eventually creating new hybrid varieties. However, complete conversion between sativa indica and ruderalis is complex due to their underlying genetic makeup, but changes are possible over time.
What is the genetic makeup if over time we're literally changing the physical structure of the plant, we're changing the chemical composition, and those so far have been your determining factors of genetics?
Over generations, selective breeding can alter traits like cannabinoid profiles, terpenes, and growth structure, effectively evolving one type into another. However, complete transformation, like turning sativa entirely into ruderalis, is complex and takes many generations with specific goals. Genetic changes are feasible, but gradual.
Just not say that they aren't, the genetic makeup of these plants is going to stay consistent, and you change the physical appearance and the chemical composition, but I wouldn't change genetic markers. What genetic markers that one will stay the way it is and never be?
Cannabis sativa indica and ruderalis each have stable genetic markers, such as THC and CBD concentrations for sativa and indica, and autoflowering genes for ruderalis, that remain consistent. While selective breeding can shift physical traits and chemical profiles, these core genetic markers generally remain stable.
What DNA sequence goes on to make it so that each one of them will stay consistent, even after you just said that these plants over generational manipulation and environment can change, could change all of the genetic, and I'm throwing up air quote, markers that you have presented so far, being its physical structure and its chemical composition?
Cannabis genetics are defined by specific sequences, including genes related to cannabinoids, like THC and CBD, and structural traits. While breeding can influence expression, these sequences remain stable across the types. Specific DNA regions, such as those controlling growth patterns or cannabinoid synthesis, help maintain consistency. Would you like to dive deeper into specific sequences?
Yes. What are the specific sequences that make them grow that?
Research identifies specific gene sequences related to cannabinoids, terpenes, and growth traits, such as THC synthase for THC production and ABC transporter genes. These sequences help maintain the stability of sativa, indica, or ruderalis traits. Would you like further details on any specific gene?
No, I think you've pretty much answered everything. Because the moral of what I keep hearing is that over time, all of these plants can change from one thing to the other, and there are no specific genetic markers or sequence that aren't able to be manipulated over time within an individual plant to the point where it could end up being any one of the three classifications that we've.
Exactly. Over time, through breeding and environmental manipulation, you can influence traits and shift them, though some core markers remain stable. Still, the plant's characteristics can evolve over generations, effectively blurring strict boundaries between them. If you need any more help, feel free to let me know.
What core markers stay the same? I want to know how the fuck sativa is going to stay a sativa if over time I genetically or we environmentally modify the thing so that it now possesses everything that is ruderalis. We environmentally thing autoflowers now, it produces less THC and CBD because we have made it that way. So what genetic marker will continually make that now ruderalis looking plant still a sativa?
Current understanding suggests that while traits like autoflowering or cannabinoid profiles can be altered, key genetic markers like THC synthase and terpene synthase genes help retain the strain's identity. If the original markers, like sativa-specific THC profiles, are lost, the plant may drift toward another classification. There's no single marker that locks it strictly as sativa once fully transformed.
That, I think, was the one that said it all. And honestly, nailed my point 100%. There is no thing that can't make this plant. So the plant isn't three different things. Plant has always been one thing. In the same way that fucking, what up, salsa? Sorry, I've been talking back and forth. I can't stop the convo sometimes. But what makes these plants what they are, even though it starts at a certain place, even with THC synthase, fucking ABC markers, whatever the fuck, are currently causing this plant to react one way. If its environment has been changed to a point of, you know, drasticness, or to the point where it can only grow a certain way, you've altered the genetics of the plant. Hey, Skytown, I like that. Truth. I'm gonna be Skynet in about 2 seconds. Y'all want to join me being a little bit Skynet? Sit here chilling, smoking, growing? I don't know. Well, some of y'all are growing. I like that. Thank you for growing. But you can see how these... The reason I even argued this or wanted to argue this with fucking AI, and regardless if you believe in it or don't believe in it, it's very capable of, and it's been trained on a lot of the text and a lot of the context and a lot of the fucking, there's a ton of different, and that's why I use multiple models too, because what the one's missing, maybe the other one has been trained on. One, we don't know enough to explain the nuanced differences between these, especially when these plants keep showing genetic markers, indica or sativa markers, all lanky skinny leaves versus short fat stocky leaves, or ruderalis, which is tiny scraggly bush because it was and auto flowering properties. There's no difference. Cannabis is cannabis. It's not about what's being grown, it's about who's growing it. And even though there tend to be some commonalities, and from generation to generation, from one generation to the next, right? So if it's a mother plant and you're clipping it and giving it to the next plant, there's probably not a massive difference in chemical makeup. Now, there is definite chemical difference in the makeup, even being a direct cutting of the same exact plant. But the long term of this, and like the I think more than anything, and why I get so excited and I talk about this topic a lot. Sativa, indica, ruderalis, bad fucking ways of classifying this. As far as effectively goes, we'll see. I genuinely believe we'll see it in our lifetime, where those classifications change. They have to, actually. If we want the plant to be consumed, and you'll see there's a few medical groups that have tried to change those classifications, but they use like really intense combinations of terpenoids, and it was kind of weird. I want to pretend like I know any of the ways that it was done, but it was like, you know, if you had limonene and caryophyllene, you know, and those were the heavy ones, or the heavy two, it'd be like limophil. If you had a lot of terpinolene and myrcene, be you know, terpicine or something like that. And it's however those things played out. And I think it was number 1 and number 2 most abundant terpenoids, which I like infinitely more than fucking sativa, indica, and ruderalis. It's just, how do you get that to stick when the consumer packaged goods world of things, this put a pretty face on it and then make people buy it without even knowing what's inside of it? It's like the most prevalent way of doing business nowadays. It's like smoke and mirrors. And yeah, I don't know. I'm not. I'm hopeful, and it's the same way that, like, I think we have a better chance of sativa, indica, and ruderalis going away in our lifetime, than maybe my hope for, you know, fucking, what do you call it? The words essential cannabinoid come about. I think essential cannabinoids is probably a generation or two away from us, where they realize that we're actually stimulating and regulating a part of our system with a plant that has been around for thousands of years, and pretty much humans have grown and we fucking pretty much have evolved alongside of the cannabis plant. And it is, you know, the other thing that I've heard a couple of times get said out there, are the livestock back in the day, because cannabis grew more regularly wildly. Our livestock back in the day, the stuff that we were eating, including we were eating cannabis, with those things going away, you know, there's not really a bunch of free grazed cannabis for cattle to consume. So we're not consuming those excess cannabinoids in a certain way, right? And it's maybe not that, you know, it's THC laced beef by any means, but it's cannabinoid enriched proteins that are being absorbed and digested by us. So yeah, I think so, Chi-Town. A lot of times you can ask. I can go back and ask it probably even too, because most of these are saved as conversations. Maybe not the Google Gemini, but I definitely could. I think that's not a bad idea. Classification of science, nomenclature that describes the variance with this information. And again, where I was saying it makes kind of sense in that regard, but in a consumption side, it makes zero sense. I don't care what from, care about what generality effects. Yeah, I think even on the science side of things, even in the breeding and cultivation side of things, we've started to slip the word hybrid in there, because how the fuck do you tell the difference? And it's been bred with a sativa in it. And what does that ultimately mean? So is there now 4 genetic fucking codes for cannabis? And is hybrid good enough to classify all the nuances that have come different from different cannabis, including like the freak, right? Like there's some things that are just scraggly and weird and goofy that are still cannabis plants that
that you were being insincere.
yeah, and I mean again, black, white, gray just doesn't like we need um like again, I think classifiers of sativa indica and ruderalis give some breeding cultivation fucking help. And like I said, it's how you should train your plants and how you should cultivate them. But we watch people who cultivate them without training them that way, without growing them. Like a sativa plant can grow 20 feet tall, right? But we're growing them in fucking 5-foot indoor fucking tents. So what does that mean to the cultivator, to the breeder? You're just gonna try anything anyway, and if it starts growing too tall, we're just gonna fucking bend it down into the nets and fucking let it scrog out. And like, right? Like there's something about making the best of what we got. Now, can anybody, even indoor, like nobody can grow fucking 20-foot plants? I'm not saying that you can't, it's not doable. Like, who the fuck has 20-foot tall ceilings with lights that are capable of going from, you know, the small fucking plants up to, you know, 20 feet in the air? And maybe you make it in different rooms and shit, but like, or maybe you make a greenhouse or something, right? Where the plants are able to grow a little bit taller. But like, those characteristics of plant growing aren't even as necessarily paid attention to by all growers. It gives you some general rule of thumb. A good experience. Well, and that's it. Is like, again, terpenoids, cannabinoids are very individually fucking based. So when I say all the time, take your health into your hands, you have to be willing to explore and try some different things and get to a point where you understand what you might need. And I think number one is method of ingestion. If you don't know your methods of ingestion and you're consuming the wrong way, you're not getting the best effects that you can get. Cannabinoids come next. You've heard me say it, right? Like, if you don't know what the different cannabinoids can do, and they're a little bit easier to pay attention to. And then terpenoids. I mean, fuck, dude. Who's even measuring for it? Are the measurements accurate? Can they even measure for terpenoids at the great rate that we would like them to? While everybody is trying to push it so hard and call it all tea. So, wait, can't. I really like the correlation. I don't know if you heard last week when I was talking about it. I like the correlation to grapes in a way, where there's table grapes, wine grapes, grapes that are made to fucking for raisins. There's different types of grapes, and environmentally, that's why they grew the way they did. How we use them afterwards is totally different, right? And does that mean that like all sativas are one thing, all indicas are another thing, and all ruderalis are another thing? No, because like in the same way with cultivating grapes, if you were to change their environment, you were to stress the plant to certain ways, you could ultimately change some of the characteristics. Evolutionarily, you can alter the, you know, the sweetness, the tartness, the ability to fucking grow seeds or not, the size of the grapes. You know, there's some grapes out in Japan that get grown, and like a single bushel of these things, just a single stem with the grapes on it, has sold for upwards of like $11,000, $12,000 per single fucking like bunch of grapes. Like, it's, you know, I think it's per what each individual is of. I think it's what the cultivators are capable of cultivating, and then it's what the consumer is capable, I guess, either of paying for or knowing somebody good enough to get into experiencing those things. Because even then, them $11,000 per bushel grapes aren't accessible to most of them. Is there a big difference between the ones that we buy at the store for fucking $6? I just don't know, right? Like, how drastically different is the flavor profile? How drastically different is the sweetness or the tartness? Is it a level of sweetness or tartness you've never experienced before? And maybe you can go, well, that's why they're different, right? Yeah, they're different, but like, doesn't everything kind of taste like chicken? Right? Like, everybody says, well, that kind of tastes like chicken. That kind of tastes like chicken. Well, like, isn't there some like baseline where it's just like all of it's just cannabis? Argue away. I'll fuck keep on arguing, dude. Frog them. Oh, you. I don't know. No, and that's it too. Is like, so you're changing the capabilities of the plant to a degree, and because you're stressing it, that is a stress. What is it growing different? What is coming of that plant that isn't common or isn't its natural genetic initial fucking, you know what it was supposed to do? It's supposed to grow tall and fucking 20 feet tall, you know? Like, how much are we altering the end product? Well, and an indica has a shorter flower times, it's longer. Hybrids are combinations of commercially viable product. And in that respects, could you not manipulate each one of them by changing their light set, by changing their nutrient levels? Couldn't you theoretically make these things start to pop faster, or to grow sooner, or to start flowering earlier? And if you're just waiting for the plant to do what the plant does, then it is purely just a product of its environment. So, you know, and by giving it, you know, 12-12 exact, where if we're talking about like the Siberian fucking, wherever they found ruderalis plants to begin with, 12-12 is typically its growing cycle, but there are times when the light cycles change, you know? And like, so is 11:30 and 12:30 different than 12:12? In just those few minutes of difference of light structure being given to it, or if you add different nutrients, like what is in the ground soil of ruderalis or of Siberia that makes the ruderalis plant thrive the way that it does, where we're at, the ground soil is different, right? Well, and that's again the way that we manipulate one, to theoretically manipulate all of those things. And I know somebody who is a born genetics human, and they could manipulate that plant through chemical DNA, whatever, to take on the characteristics or be more of a feed thing, right? Like something that can be used as feed and not as fucking or food for us and not feed for agriculture. Or in the same way, they could change the sugar content so that the alcohol can be better for the corn, or they could change the oil content in it, like, and it's all by genetic modifying. GMOs, baby. How do you regulate cost? I don't think you can, and that's what I'm saying, is that there is no consistency or common input that isn't just cannabis, just the plant cannabis, and all of the other environmental or even nutrient additive are something that are manipulating that thing to grow from whatever it is. And I think it's in the same way. Like, I equated it this week earlier in one of the podcasts that we did to, like, growing children, right? Like, if you do good things to a child and you put it in a proper environment and you help it kind of antiquate itself into the norm of things, a child can do much better than, like, you know. So, like, there's something to be said for what inputs we give the output is, and that takes parenting. And what's different in parenting than, or like cultivators, right? Like, cultivators are parents of plants. So each parent makes the difference of how this plant should be characterized or classified. And it's not that it's not that person, let's say you get an indica strain and it's in seed and you grow it from seed, and it has indica properties, that you couldn't call this thing an indica to the people around you. But if the terpene profile is higher in limonene than it is in myrcene, which indicas are capable of doing, and you tell somebody this is an indica because you don't chemically have the answer to what you have in front of you, and you give it to somebody who is sativa sensitive, but it has a higher limonene, it has a higher caryophyllene, it has a higher pinene content. Could we theoretically not be, like, I mean, in a medical setting, that would be like the doctor going, okay, I'm going to give you Xanax, and then going, oops, I gave you Norco instead. Dig what I'm saying? Like, there's some, like, unless we know the actual chemical composition, using those classifiers doesn't make as much sense as to me, or to, I think, the consumer side of things, or to the retail side of things. You keep saying it because it's easy to fucking call it, right? And is it true that more sativa genetic have higher limonene content and tend to be more energetically uplifting, whatever? Another reason why they have more limonene to begin is because down on the equator there is more bugs. It is to resist bugs, right? Limonene, lemons is, you know, fucking citronella, citrus. That's what we use to deter bugs from us. It's the same reason the fucking plant has it. All right, the plant grows the different things that it does to save itself, protect itself, or make sure that it is the most viable for those conditions that it's living in. So, like, if you have an indica plant that you grew from seed, but you stressed it in a way that turns the more, you know, limonene somehow, or you give it nutrients that give it more of a limonene burst, is it how it's just not indica anymore? Even if you grew it that way, just it's not, right? Like, and it's not indica, that not because the flowers weren't fatter. It's not indica because it's not couch locking and sedated. which is the classifications of indica, sativa, and ruderalis in the consumption side of things, in the retail side of things. Damn engines, dude. Yeah, I'm saying. No. Chi-Town, I think. Okay, I dig what you're saying to a degree there. Chihuahua to a fucking Great Dane. If the breed, see, it's just a little bit different because after one breeding cycle, no, it will stay pretty Chihuahua. But if you train that Chihuahua to be a fucking killer, and not that Chihuahuas are, but if you train it to be more vicious and angry and aggressive, and then over time you slowly breed the largest Chihuahua and like something else that fucking kind of gives it more of the Chihuahua feel. I guess I kind of dig that argument. That makes that out of all the arguments that I've ever heard about it, that gives the most separation. But in DNA, those dogs are different. The way that the DNA, in the same way that we still have DNA, right? And our DNA, because of its makeup, makes us different. It's just easier in a plant setting to, and when arguing the way that I did, and you heard me, I hope you did, I argued for many generations. I argued for, and growth cycle generations or generations of a plant can happen substantially quicker, and environmental change can cause a far quicker change of genetics, right? There's no doubt about that in comparison putting a Chihuahua in a different environment and making it so what's sativa sensitive? I've never heard of. It's not a terp as much as it is a individual. Now, individuals can be more sativa sensitive. It's for people that get paranoid, and you can get paranoid from indica too. But to be racy, to be uppity, to be energetic and euphoric, that definitely leans to. Are more powdery milk. Oh, they're cultivar. Yes, but that resistance is coming from a terpenoid, typically. So to breed a terpene richness from something else into something else is changing that original product to begin with. Like the original is kind of gone now. And that's why like hybridization has happened in cannabis, and why landrace strains mean so much both for cultivation and for consumption. To know that this is a direct Iranian landrace, this is a direct, Eastern fucking Asian grown sativa. This was naturally grown in Siberia. Gives a stronger evolutionary, I guess, resistance to evolution, like how long it took for it to grow into that style of plant. Oh, what it say? sure you. Yeah. That's our man Bodine. I don't know what. Heck, oh, that's a day. No, I can't see it. Oh, you're good. Oh, it's all good. And that you did exactly what I appreciate you do. There is a certain like you can only say so much. Had I answered it directly and said something, a problem could come of it. But like, this is where appealing YouTube's fucking decision making. Oh, you ain't gotta time him out, bro. Yeah, no, that's all good. We don't gotta time anybody. Nobody puts baby in a corner. Regardless of breed, dog. So I like would agree, right? Because like I'm quite confident that what are they called? Coyotes come from the dog family. I'm pretty sure fucking wolves come from the dog family. I'm pretty sure that hyenas come from the dog family. Like there's different types of dogs, but they're all just environmental, right? Like that's evolutionarily how they have evolved to be resilient in that place. Like if you brought a polar bear to fucking Australia, and you took a fucking a king cobra to fucking Arctic, I don't know that those things survive very, you know? Like there is some like, you know. When it's what is that plant? So it's plant fats, plant lipids. It's and again, like I'm with you on the resistance to a fungus. I mean, that's like saying the thing it's taken its fucking vaccinations, right? The plant's been vaccinated. Well, like, but that like doesn't. I don't know that is as true as there is a chemical or a DNA sequencing. And again, I kept asking about DNA sequencing, and that's why it fucking makes a difference to me. There are DNA sequences, but the ones that they recognize and they see alter cannabinoids and terpenoid production. And physical traits, I guess, to a degree also, but like leaf size and whatever is not protecting a plant from powdery mildew. Like there is again a DNA sequence inside of it, or traits. Yeah. And that's literally what I'm saying. Where also, if we see a more common myrcene in, and let's even go a step further, it's linalool, which is also kind of like the same things as like lavender, they're darker. It is a better resistance to sunburn, where limonene, better resistance to bugs, and we notice that one lives in the mountains, one lives on the ground. Like, there are, and it's all property, of the plant, but um, the environment with which you are going to make it live in is going to be determinant on its ultimate makeup. And if you give the thing too much water or too little water, you have more fucking less humidity, you have, you know, whatever the fuck the variance is, you have too much wind, too much air movement, you got fucking too much light, not enough light, whatever it is, it run a very good chance of giving that plant powdery mildew by also bad growing habits or bad environment.
Two dope dudes bringing you the news, leading you to much success with all their insight.
Nah, I mean, I dig. I dig to a degree. Yeah, I dig to a degree. Because you can change, and by environment and by nutrients, you can change the THC production. You can change the terpene production within a much quicker time frame than you're going to by breeding a. And some of these things just don't work, right? But all three classifications of cannabis plants, you can breed them together. There's no like off. You can't breed a fucking Great Dane with a poodle. You would kill the poodle, right? Like it couldn't have a baby then. And that's why certain things just don't make sense. And a liger is a fucking genetically modified creature. Like tigers and fucking lions in the wild are both big cats. They both actually have some of the most common like characteristics, but like size and everything, they just don't. They're from different environments and they shouldn't be crossbreed. So like, but you're telling me I can breed any one of these plants together at any point just to give it some powdery mildew resistance. So the capabilities of breeding and genetic manipulation are far greater. And when it all delineates back to terpenoids, cannabinoids, and those things are the defining factors of this plant, there's just it just doesn't make as much scientific sense as what it maybe does horticultural sense or again, consumer packaged goods, right? Like just kind of throw something out there, give some generalization and let it go. And if it's good enough, it's good enough. That mint sativa, damn, dude. Autocorrect, bro. That's that good shit, Bodan. No, I think Chi-Town, I'm talking about the classification of the plant in just its bad way of being classified and how much environment plays a factor in why we consider its genetics to be what its genetics are. And like how quickly those genetics can be interchanged to create a whole entirely different product. And sometimes you don't even have to change the genetics by breeding to get the difference to happen. Like if you go lighter, you know, you change the light cycles, you change the temperature, change the medium with which the plant's grown, you change the nutrients with which the plant is able to intake, and you could alter the fuck out of its terpene and cannabinoid profile pretty quickly, you know?
Wait, my poor brain, wait, I cannot believe it and know it.
No, dude, I promise it is. But that's, I mean, so now you're making my argument for me. Horticulture is science, but science, it's like fucking saying sativa indica, cannabis indica. You know what I mean? Like, it is all cannabis, right? But what you're saying, you're arguing against it for science purposes, but you're arguing for it in cannabis purposes. um, which I understand, because, you know, horticulture is science, but ruderalis is cannabis. Sativa is cannabis. And cannabis is one thing, like, where, and it's very manipulable. But like horticulture, you couldn't, like, well, I mean, I guess you could. You put astronomy with horticulture, you know, you take an asteroid and slam it into the fucking forest. It sure will change some shit up quick. But that's not because horticulture and fucking astronomy need to be learned in the same capacity to then, you know what I mean? The first time. And if it needs it to survive over a period of time, it will. But if you drop the temperature and it doesn't have the capabilities of purpling out, which is a general, it's a saving factor that tries to help the flower stay alive better. If you don't have that purpling effect and you don't have the anthocyanin to fucking come through, then the plant has a better chance of dying off. And then it doesn't matter to argue if it's sativa or indica, it's dead. So, yeah. Oh, it's like this here. We can see the differences of what humans are by looking at them. But if the actual mind itself, what color is your mind? You know? What makes the differences of us individually? And there's definitely some fucking DNA sequence. But through breeding cycles, we can change some of those characteristics. We can breed in characteristics and breed out characteristics. The process happens much slower, right? The evolutionary, in the time with which an individual life takes place in human, right? Like that, what are, you know, the average 60 something or 70 some, whatever. But a plant is what? 70 days, 90 days. So, like, you know, when we're talking days to years, the genetic capabilities or possibilities happen with far greater haste. And, you know,
I thought it was state property.
hey,
State. Hit the road, dude. Trey Taylor. This ain't no state property. Crew tractor. This is private property. Trey Taylor. Lock them up. What is your name? I want your name so I could call down and see who gave you permission. Last name Jones.
and then again, again, I don't care how the thing grows.
This ain't no state property. Crew tractor. Lock them up. Trey Taylor. about to leave, man. You better leave, cause I tell you he's gonna call Hubert Jones. State property. Oh, man.
No.
Lock them up.
No, I mean, that's over more generations of consistency. You'll get the one to change it, and that's um but also there's like way more in the same way in the plants too. You could breed two fucking people together, one dark hair and one blonde hair, then what comes out could be totally different, right? Like it won't, it doesn't have to be one or the other, and that's more, I guess, DNA based and whatever. So like, again too, with humans and then plants, we're all individuals, right? Well, then so is each one of those plants. Because it's been bred with a couple different things, you know what I mean? Yeah. No, I respect that. That's my whole point. Genetics will drift. Genetics will change. And the difference of growing genetics, horticultural science, comparatively to anatomical and physiological science, is, I think, where you and I are at heads here. You're defending the horticultural side of it. I'm defending the anatomical and physiological responses. And the horticultural differences don't do anything for the anatomical or physiological response, right? There is no correlatable similarity. Even when we find commonalities in certain traits, certain purpling or anthocyanins or whatever, anthocyanins, Guapo, that fucking shit that you said the other day, fucking Biz was over here, he showed me that shit again. I laughed so goddamn hard again, bro. I don't remember what the name was. Oh, fuck. I might pull it up on fucking stream here and just listen to it. I laughed so good. And when you actually see like what the name is, that shit was not it. We were off on that one. Yeah, desirable outcomes, but you're not. Your outcome is for the growth of a plant and not for a chemical production. And if anything, all of those have been for the idea of THC production, which I've told you is broken cannabis for a long time. Like I'm the things that people as markers for them to call this plant something, 3 different things. Horticulturists are saying this is what I'm breeding for. You're breeding for something to look a certain way when I need it to act a certain way. And breeding for it to look like something does not even in the slightest bit correlate it to, and sometimes there are similarities and commonalities, but it does not guarantee it to be fucking effectively what we're looking for. I think that's my whole point. It's all the same. The nuanced differences that horticulturists use to grow this thing based off of, and the terminology that they use alludes to general growing properties, general, and like I said, like environment. You could have the most resistant and resilient plant to fucking mites, and you can still get mites. And I know it for fact because at a massive scale and with people who are using some of the most resistant, some of the highest limonene content products, some of the highest pinene limonene content to get rid of bugs, we're still having massive problems with fucking bugs. So like, we can breed them for these properties, but in essence, does it work? Or two, does it give me the desired effect at the end? Yeah, but gassy citrusy is not what comes out of sativa indica or ruderalis.
But do we possess the resolve to treat each person with dignity and civility?
And how quickly can gassy and citrusy be changed? This is my whole point. I mean, I think you're making it for me now, right? When you say that, like, gassy citrusy makes sense because that's what the person is looking for, the consumer. But through one, I mean, pop one male and not catch it soon enough and let its pollinate that plant, then you alter maybe not that individual one, right? Because it's already been grown to the point where it's produced what it's going to produce. But the next batch of it, if you were to go on trying to use that thing cuts, or you use the seeds that you're going to give it because you just fucking pollinated it, then you have, you know what I mean, like those seeds or those clones, because of its pollination, can take on totally different characteristics and add environment into that, and it can change even more so. But that's what I'm saying. Anatomically and physiologically, if terpenes are affecting people differently, growing for these specific traits doesn't do anything except for to please a horticulturist or the person who's growing for the thing. If there is a desire for effect at the end of it, and if you're growing for citrusy notes, but you don't have any THC in it, or you don't have any CBD in it, or you don't have any CBN or CBG or THCV, which are properties of the plant that are not distinct to one breed or not distinct to one smell of plant or not. So you get, in your characteristics of it, you become an appeal person. You're pleased by the sight, the smell, it's even the tastes of it. Flavonoids can make individuals fall more in love with something than another thing, especially when the baseline is that it has some THC. What's good, Gawani? Good to see you, man. Don't slip back out. Oh, the damn squeaky ass door. Always. Good to see you, bro. Oh, and so my whole point, environment, nutrients mean more to the production of this plant Oh, Kawani, you're never late, dude. I always appreciate you popping in. Good to see you always. All right. I need to give me like 10 seconds. I'm gonna run to the restroom. I'll come back. I'm gonna smoke one. Um, thanks everybody for listening so far. Thank you for letting me and Chi-Town, and I appreciate you, Chi-Town, for sharing your insight and your side of this. Again, it's not. I don't disagree with you. I just think that my ultimate point is that the what we call genetics, what we call sativa indica ruderalis, doesn't as much give way to efficacy or to the anatomical or physiological properties that I'm looking for, or anybody would be looking for, medicinally or recreationally. Bonnie, I appreciate you, brother. Hope you have a good night. Also, yeah, make it early next time. I'll throw this on. All right, I'll be right back, y'all.
The rich won't soul like the poor man's got. The poor want the light in the rich man's pot. The lean won't wait, say they got no shape. The heavy won't trim, try to cut that plate. Round and round, it never stops. Everybody reaching for a different top. You chase the thing you never had, and when you get it, it don't feel that bad. Just strange. You can't satisfy the crowd. Doesn't matter if you stand tall or bow down. Left or right, it's always wrong. Somebody's mad before the end of the song. No matter what you give or say, someone's always looking the other way. We're spinning wheels, stuck in the scene, trying to live up to someone else's dream. Short hair wants that long, slow flow. Long hair's tired, wants to let it go. Boys in cars want that two-wheel thrill. Motorheads dreaming of a coupe de ville. Eyes on the other side of the fence, grabbing for meaning, chasing sense. It's the same old dance, new disguise. Everyone's hungry, no one's satisfied. You can't please the crowd at all. Build it up, they'll still watch it fall. Talk your truth, they twist your lines. Smile too bright, they say you're blind. Doesn't matter where you've been, someone's got a louder spin. You try to bend, you try to sway, still they want it the other way. The rich want the poor want the shine. The big want the small want the climb. The young want the years, the old want the time. Ain't nobody happy, so we all pretend we're fine.
Gare Bear, what's up, brother? I actually wasn't here this time. That's funny as shit, Gary. I hope you're doing all right, brother. Holy shit. Yes. Yes. Chi-Town, I'm into that. And I think we are both saying the same thing. This is where, like I said, and I'm not. My whole point for all of this comes from um, the desire to have a communication around this plant that makes sense for the consumer. I think in the grower's world, which you lean more in, right? You are a personal consumer and you might help a few other people. But the words make more sense in the horticulture, in the fucking growing of the plant, where I'm talking about the consumption of it, and it doesn't make sense in the consumption of it, and it's very hard to speak to. And it's, while we still use these classifications, we're not getting the consumer any closer to educated on what it is that they're going to consume. So I'm with you, brother. I think that's why I keep saying, like, I'm not fighting you. I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you that for a consumer side of things, it's hard to represent this thing confidently or with enough consistency to make it make sense. And like, because in consumer packaged goods, in the way that cannabis is represented currently, it is hard to it's hard to be very accurate with the consumer. And it, like I said, it more confuses them. Saggy Pants, you ready to smoke one, dog? I fucking need to smoke one. I'm into it. Yes, Chi-Town. Your statement there, those definitions have nothing to do with consumption, but it's sold as so. That's why I'm telling you, it is a bad classification, the consumption side of things. I've been arguing for it in the horticulture side of things. It makes sense. Growing and cultivation makes sense that you use these differences to allow the person who doesn't know what they're getting into to understand what environment to place this thing into to make it grow at its greatest capacity. But yes. Yeah, well, and the terpenes should be the effects that they provide in general. Cannabinoids have something to do with that, but THC is not sativa or indica. It's not uplifting, energetic, euphoric, or sedative, relaxing, whatever. Like that's a bad classification of what THC. So I think, right, cannabinoid profile, terpenoid profile, that's the way to classify what these things are. No. That's where I will argue with THC is sativa and indica and ruderalis are all capable of producing THC, but THC is not sativa and indica. Not in a consumer side of things. And then if you were to say that, hemp is also THC then, right? It's just the classification of it means that we have THCA, and honestly, sativa and indica aren't THC; they're THCA. No. It would be like almost a flip of that. Because, like, you pretty much called it black, white, or gray up above. So, as a grower, you say we have black, white, or gray. And then the person trying to represent it to the final consumer is out there calling it, you know, fucking pepper, salt, or fucking whatever, right? Like there is the words being used to classify what is going on behind the scenes doesn't allude to the same thing. Yeah, but they all have the same terps. They don't each have different terps. They all have the same. Indicas produce limonene. Sativas produce myrcene. Even in their landrace strains, and that's true. That's fact. Cheers, friends. Happy Thursday. Thanks for, again, thanks for always spending your time and hanging out. I've been getting booked by having conversations. I think it's because smoking and talking so much all at once, but... I think I have a small little nug of that blueberry sauce left. I've been, I savored that one a little bit. Peanut butter, I might actually have a little bit of a nug of that left. I've had a couple of really good friends, you know, gift me some stuff that, I've been smoking the shit out of it. This one that I've been smoking here lately, like, I'm so hooked on this. Whatever the hell the flavor is coming off of it is so clean through the fucking vape. Its effect through a pipe, just, oh, it's so good. I love this. I don't remember the name of what. Chi-Town, I like that. Bigger blueberry. That strawberry, what is it, strawberry coffee you got going on? That fucker looks big. That thing's got a chonker hanging out the front there. I like that. I like big, thick, fat buds. It's really neat to see, big, thick, growing. Hell yeah. I like that. Do you like all of the cannabis that you end up growing, Chi-Town? Or do you ever, like, get some in your... No? Deputy G! What's happening, my friend? Tell Lucy and Anita I said hello, please. Hopefully they can hear me. Anita and Lucy, I love y'all. I hope you're doing good down there. I miss y'all. So the things that you don't like, do you know what properties are making it? Well, in Chi-Town, that's what I've been saying, and I talk to a lot of my gromies and whatever. Like, just do a few things well and stick to them, right? Like, make sure that's always something that you're doing. And then maybe you're like, well, I got sick of it. I wanted to try something else. Like, but it's good. And the more you grow it, can't you make it better every time? Or you think it plateaus the first few times that you grow it? Or effect and flavor? Yeah, good. And that, honestly, that's what I like to eat. And I know a lot of people that do anyway. Rerunning the ones that are good is like, it's a common practice, but I don't know how many different types of cannabis. And I think like that falls into like, well, we would be nice to have all of them, right? Like I'll take them all the different kinds. But like, what are all the different kinds? Because according to our conversation earlier, there's three. There's three kinds. 4 if you add hybrid. But like, you and I know that there's more than that. There's the orangey ones, there's the gassy ones, there's the lemony ones, there's the piney one, there's the garlicky one, there's the fucking cheesy one, there's the, you know, right? Like there are the nuances of these things that make them have different flavors and different effects. And like, it's not because they were sativa or indica or ruderalis, right? Like it's because they have the orangey. And orange flavors can come from sativas, indicas, and ruderalis. I've had all 3 of them that have had an orangey flavor to it. And generally euphoric, kind of, you know, I don't know how to explain it. Like, yeah, hard to bring. You know, I liked it. Oh, you didn't. If you're still here, I want the expert cultivators in. Yeah, Chi-Town, I'm. Aaron, if you're still here, we'd love your input also too. And I think Aaron will be the bridge of both of us anyway, in where we both are saying very valid points. I think you're damn good at growing. I think you be held as a, well, in your style of growing, right? Because then you would say like, you don't grow with salt, so like that's not your style of growing. You don't want to do that. But in the organic base, I think you have a pretty good fucking understanding and a pretty good knowledge of it. So
Rip dance party countdowns. Sorry, what is life about? I heard that sentence. The Million Man.
well, and that's it. I've grown autos and photos, both same terps of it. Well, and that's what I'm saying. Photos, indica sativas, right? Fucking, but also autos. Well, autos typically are ruderalis, right? Well, that's genetically the modifier there, the light cycles, whatever. But also, they tend to be not high THC produced. They tend to be more CBD produced. So like, then naturally, can we pretty much not, because they're genetically ruderalis, we can't call them sativa or indica, but they carry the sativa and indica properties and they're autoflowers. You know what I mean? There's like a lot of nuance to it.
Drummer is meds for depression. Guapo is meds for deprivation. And this guy is vitamins. I am the medicine you need, Kev. Something said here will change the trajectory of the solar system.
Well, and that's the whole thing, Chi-Town. Like, that's breeding a ruderalis plant because of its auto properties in with a sativa or an indica. And then, so now you have what? Like, what is the classification there? A hybrid. A sativa hybrid, an indica hybrid? You know what I mean? Like, and even then, if those things all can have interjectable terpene profiles, flavonoids, cannabinoids, like, see the crossover between the different types of science going on there? Yeah, but I've also seen Chi-Town. I've seen some of the most beautiful ruderalis plants in the world. I was lucky enough to tour a place. Their main objective was finding CBD. And landrace ruderalis, naturally occurring Siberian strains, typically something of the Harlequin, Tsunami, Anatonic, even the White Widow, and that is like, I think that, and I don't know the fucking genetic lineage that I don't really care as much, honestly. Those are all ruderalis plants when they're grown in Siberia, and when they're then taken into environments where they're cultivated at the best ways of it to be cultivated. I've seen some absolute. Bingo. Yes, we can agree there. Yeah, where the hell is Biz at? Chasing the water pipe, dude. I don't care. The fuck? Yes. Oh, and bingo, yes. No, that's what I'm saying. A ruderalis plant that is or grown, again, a landrace, and those are the ones that I was just speaking on pretty much. Their terpene profiles tend to be, and I think is that the one that produces a lot of terpinolene? What's the other fucking? Maybe it's osamine, something. I don't know. Maybe it's and you know what? It might even be fucking one of the caryophyllene, something, right? Regardless. Yeah, but that's the whole. yeah, a whole other discussion, but the root of the discussion. Because land races that come from Eastern Asia and closer to the equator, and like Hawaii and fucking, parts of Mexico and whatever, those plants tend to be what we call sativas. Things that were grown in the mountainous regions, um, you know, Western fucking Asia. And this is like the roots, the lineage of where we can most trace back where cannabis came from. Those plants, same family, but they're the mountainous range of things, and those are what we call indicas. And then when they found these other things growing in Eastern Europe or Siberia and Russia, those were what we called ruderalis. And that is what is landrace. Those are naturally occurring in their places. So to find other strains that were in those places, and that's why once they found them, like the Mexican, Thailand, fucking Hawaiian, those different plants came from them different regions naturally. And then they are all sativas. They immediately classified them all. So like the landrace part of it is original of the that haven't been adulterated. Yeah. And that's almost hard to do because of how pollens travel through the air to begin with, right? And if pollen gets sucked up into a rain cloud, right, there's a little bit more moisture, a little bit more dew or whatever, those pollens can be trapped by moisture molecules, taken up into an upper atmosphere and dropped off and delivered somewhere else. And birds can get the pollens up underneath their wings. They can travel and migrate. There's a lot of different ways for the pollens to travel. So like even land races are somewhat bred from something else. Yeah, I mean that's what I talk about all the time, Shaq. It's equator, mountain, and then ultimately the coldest tundras find out there, places where light cycles are pretty even. You got a 12-12-ish fucking natural pattern. It's typically colder, right? It's harder for the plant to grow up resilient. It doesn't have the same air quality that the equator does. The equator also, or typically at sea level, right? We're down in some of the most rich atmosphere. So you have more CO2, you have more oxygen, you have more nitrogens, you have more just natural fucking gases being held in. Those things produce fucking sativa, something that's stretching up 20 feet tall in growth, reaching for the sun further because they're down at the equator. That makes sense, right? And then like the plants in the mountains, they're closer to the sun. The environment is thinner. The atmosphere is thinner. So they don't have to reach as much. They actually stay kind of on themselves, a little bit more bushy. And then, like I said, they grow the purpley shit. And the purplies typically tend to be a resistance to sunburns and things of that nature. Now, ruderalis, again, lower to the ground typically. They don't grow up super tall. They don't have the atmosphere the same way. They're a little bit in between the fucking environments. And they tend to be, and we know what, I'm saying? Like, so environment plays such a drastic factor in why each of these plants have the characteristics that they do. And like, yeah. Bingo. Environment. That's my whole argument. It's not even an argument. That's my whole point. You know, like environment plays the biggest factor. The nutrients you put into the plant, the things that the plant eats, the environment that it's raised in, the light cycle, the temperature, the humidity, the amount of CO2. We're in Colorado, because they're up in the mountains on a cultivation level that's like statewide, state program cultivation level. They're building false atmosphere in their grow house. They're adding CO2. They're adding nitrogen to the. They're adding oxygen to the. They're building a atmosphere for their plants to grow more resiliently. Hell yeah, Gary. I like sunlight too. I think it's a very neat thing, but I don't mind like other lights too, right? Like I honestly prefer something that has a controlled environment, and a lot of times hard to control the environment when you use the sun, because the sun isn't a consistency, right? You could use supplemental lighting to that, but like if you only use the power of the sun, you're at the mercy of a lot more, right? Like the cloud cover, the shading from different areas, the trees, how much sunlight are they taking up before it ever gets to. There's a lot of factors that go into using sunlight that aren't a thing that a grower could manipulate all the time. How do the environments? And again, like I said, I'm not the expert in this, but I also am aware that sativas grow myrcene. I don't know the cultivation purposes for why that would happen, as much as I know that that tends to be the commonality of it. But like, it's also not like one thing, right? Because we tend to say myrcene and limonene, and then we just call it a fucking day. And maybe not. Maybe if you're at a higher level, you understand myrcene, linalool, I think it's caryophyllene on indica's side comparatively to, and again, there's different caryophyllene. There's a beta and an alpha, and I know that one of them has a affinity for tending to be towards the land races of those types, but yeah, hard to say. Piercing turf that is brought out by colder climates. Fire. Cultivar has automatic. According to who, though, like where is that standard at? Because I've seen plants that carry very close properties of both sativa and indica. So like the limonene and myrcene content, because typically everything is hybridized anyway, but the limonene and the myrcene content tend to be pretty fucking close, or can be very close, and then we call the one a sativa. The genetics of it is sativa, but the myrcene content is equal, so it has 0.5%, right? I mean, maybe it has 0.7% limonene and 0.5% myrcene. So now automatically, is it indica? And by the presence of myrcene, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's not a industry standard. What up, drum? Ooh, terpenes. I love them. that's what I'm saying, Chi-Town. I mean, you're hitting my point straight on the head. It's sativa, but now you're saying, but if a cultivar has more than 0.5% myrcene, it's automatically considered an indica? No. Or is it considered an indica at all? No, that's what I'm telling you. Is that both of the plants, sativa and indica, have elevated levels of myrcene and limonene and beta caryophyllene and pinene and fucking terpinolene and fucking linalool. And and that's like there's some of them that tend to be a little bit more nuanced to the one side or the other, right? Like pinene tends to be more closely related with a limonene thing and tends to lean more in the sativa side of things. Linalool tends to lean to have more myrcene in it typically on its own and leans more towards the indica side of things. So there are some outlier or terpenoids that kind of actually make more sense of calling something sativa or indica, but we use two other terpenes that are more commonly found, or the most commonly found terpenes in all of cannabis. Diet. Dictate. If I'm wrong, blame the patients. Well, in Chi-Town, that's what I'm saying, and that's what we did talk to AI about the whole time, was what are the factors that make this thing one thing or the other, and it constantly comes back to it has a propensity to have different characteristics of physical growth traits, and as far as consumably goes, they can be interchangeable, because I asked about it molecular. Can the molecular level of a sativa have more myrcene? And can the molecular level of an indica have more limonene? And it says yes, both of them are possible. Right? Like that, it's the outlying factors that we keep saying are what make them what they are is not necessarily as true. And like, is that the standard of the grow facility that information came out of? Very possible. But as a common place of communication for all of us to have a common understanding of it, there is no standard of like, well, 0.5% or 1% or 10% or, you know, like what I'm saying, like, because if anything has, let's say 10% CBD in it, now it automatically is that a ruderalis, right? Because ruderalis grows a certain amount of CBD in it, and it, especially if the THC content is lower. And if you were listening to Google Gemini, it kept saying that fucking indica has a higher CBD content, but a higher CBD content than THC content, or a higher CBD content than that of the sativa. And I promise you, like, that's like the moral of what I kept saying to it. And I'm happy to go back into conversation with to get these points across, whatever. But that's my, and I will if that's what I think it takes. But I think that you and I both have the same understanding in different terminology. And where did we learn these facts from? Again, my facts come from all of the research that I've done, books that I've read, scientists that I've stood in front of and had conversations with, and cultivators that I've stood in front of and had conversations with. And I'm doing it more on a commercial scale, but these people are getting paid because they are knowledged in the field of both horticulture, but also like cannabis horticulture. So these mofos definitely have, you know, I mean, as far as just hearing facts about it, and then again, the facts that I have read into myself, and if you read about it and you try to find what the nuanced differences are, and there are, if you actually go look it up, there are 33 genetic DNA sequences um, that cannabis tends to have. I think it's 33. And within those 33, there you interchangeably can see most of them within the other side of things. Um, Other side by sativa, indica, or ruderalis. But and none of those markers allude to anything being more sativa or indica, as much as the environment with which the evolution of the plant has partaken or happened in. Oh, Drum, I missed you already. I'm sorry I didn't get to say it. Naturally, yes. Mangoes grow. Get to eat an alpine mango. Yeah, but terpenes aren't direct to like the cannabis plant. But what the cannabis plant has used different terpenes or why it grows more commonly in certain regions or not is again a I don't know that it plays the same way as finding a common molecule, because there's also a plant that grows um, in the Amazon somewhere that when you crush its berries, it produces CBD. And I can't remember. Maybe Guap, did we fucking cover this shit? I don't remember. Maybe I did on my own back in the day. But they said that like, and I again, it was grown in the Amazon. It wasn't grown in Siberia. So like, is CBD for fucking the ruderalis side of things? Like, is it? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, dude. I've never claimed to be a horticulturist. I've only claimed to understand the consumable aspects of cannabis, and especially the ones that we have the best access. And I've hated some of the classifications of the different nuances. Again, the number one that I hate is sativa, indica, ruderalis. Hybrid. Sativa, indica, hybrid, because those are more commonly used. I hate it. And I think it's a bad way of classifying this. Environmentally, they're closer to a sativa, or the plant that they grow off of it. But I don't really believe it either. That's my problem. Is I think labs are off. Mangoes do have myrcene, so they do help kind of the sedative, relaxing properties. It's what I used to tell people when they feel too racy from cannabis. A little bit of a mango, a little bit of orange juice also might help you kind of calm down. A little bit of black pepper actually will help you kind of calm down from those things. And it is because they are more naturally sedative and relaxing, anti-inflammatory properties, right? Or chemically, that's the way that they play in the system. And oranges grow in Florida. So, you know. Oh, Project 21, baby. Yes, never forget. Are those? It's gonna here, and I'll do it right now. I'll ask it verbatim. Is there a terpene difference between indica, sativa, and ruderalis, or are those just nomenclatures that define the structure slash anatomy of the cannabis plant?
Yes, there is generally a difference in the terpene profiles of indica, sativa, and ruderalis plants.
What are the common differences?
Aren't just about the plant's appearance. The chemical composition, including terpenes, plays a significant role in their unique characteristics. Generally speaking, indica strains tend to have a higher level of myrcene, which is associated with relaxing sedative effects, whereas sativa strains often feature more limonene and pinene, which are thought to be uplifting and energizing. Ruderalis strains typically have a lower terpene content overall. Of course, these are generalizations, and the terpene profile can vary quite a bit within each strain. Is there a specific terpene you're interested in learning about?
Can an indica plant have higher limonene than myrcene content?
Yes, it's possible. While indica strains often tend to have a higher myrcene content, the terpene profile can vary quite a bit within individual plants and varieties. It's not uncommon for an indica strain to have a higher limonene level than its myrcene. Are you interested in specific strains that might have a higher limonene content?
No, I'm just wondering why the classification of these things is that limonene is sativa and myrcene is indica, when indica can have more limonene than myrcene and sativa can have more myrcene than limonene.
That's a great question. You're right that the relationship between terpene profiles and the classifications isn't always straightforward. While myrcene is often associated with indica and limonene with sativa, these are broad generalizations. The chemical composition of a particular strain can depend on various factors, such as genetics, growing conditions, and even the specific sample you're looking at. Are you looking for strains known for specific terpene profiles?
So, to my point exactly is that even though we use them as classifiers and we go, okay, commonly this is the one, those plants can carry higher content of the other terpene that is classifying the other plant. So, how is that a good classifier? Dig what I'm saying? Mr. Rourke, what's good, brother? Hell yeah. I'm glad you popped in. It's good to see you. Terpenes occur outside. Of course, they occur outside of cannabis. Yeah. We use botanical terpenes inside of a lot of things.
Watching all of history repeat itself.
Sorry. Terpenes can be it's close to, in a way, like essential oils of something, right? They're the oil, the essence of whatever that is that they are extracted from. And there's botanical, there's cannabis direct, there's synthesized ones too. Oh, purple. Rolling it. Pearl purple. Hey, yeah, fucking dude. Doc, that's what I'm saying is a little bit of everything. Yeah. We're trying to crack why sativa indica. Well, I'm trying to crack why indica, sativa, and ruderalis is a terrible classification for this plant. For the consumer side of things, for the medicinal use of it, for anybody else who is not a horticulturist or a cultivator of cannabis. Was the Jesus for how loud the music came in? And I apologize to everybody. the change in between this thing, I gotta get better at it. I gotta have a button. I'm gonna try and set up a button. Oh, Mr. Rourke, we can, well, we're disc golfing next week. We'll fucking can have the conversation, bro. It's gonna be great. Oh, and I think yeah, we are. We're disc golfing on a stream day. That'll be fire. That'll be real nice. I don't know what you bingoed, Chi-Town. I wish I knew. Sean Whitney, what's good, brother? Happy Thursday. I hope you're doing all right. I know you're going to be doing better than us here any day now. You and Gawani down there in fucking Florida are going to be feeling nice and warm while we're all starting to freeze. I've already got, I mean, it's not that bad. And once I get into hoodie season, it's hard to take the hoodies off of me. But I'm currently wearing 2 hoodies sitting here right now. I just, you know what I mean? I'm getting weaker for the cold every year. Wait, Mr. Rourke, you've never played E4? Oh man, I'm about to be honored as hell. I'm excited. Oh, fail. Oh, whoa.
Have the capacity.
Whoa.
But do we possess the resolve to
Hey, zombie smoker. What is it? Hold up.
regardless
Hold up.
of differing viewpoints in an age where
Let me go get my phone. Put it, write it down.
We must rise above and see the common threads that bind us together.
Jake, I honestly don't know why the hell this thing has changed. And I literally was trying to make Eagle Ridge 1 through 9. Oh my god, I'll be right back. Hold on, give me 10.
Only breed discord and are, quite frankly, a disservice to the progress of our society. Leadership on all fronts has a responsibility to guide with integrity and set a tone that transcends the rhetoric of division that has become all too common. My father used to say, and I firmly hold on to this belief, that we must master the art of nonviolence or risk moving.
Did you stretch it out, Jake, or did you leave it like its actual size? Because I was trying to... Doc, that's awesome as hell. Bro, seriously, Deputy, where is spring? I'm already looking forward to it. No, it does feel very short neck. And if it's still around, there's a lot of courses that just keep disappearing. Yeah. Eagle 9. Peace, love, and coke. Okay, that's literally what I was trying to do. Spoken joy. Spoken joy. Oh, Biz. Oh, that hits. That's funny as fuck. Yeah, YouTube changed it. It's fucking acting weird. What is the what is the name of it that I'm looking? How long ago did you publish it? Is it still up? Go to the popular on page. Oh. What's it called? Eagle Ridge 1 through 9. Get the fuck out of here. Egg 10. I'm gonna smack that. Oh, not really. Alright. You just pumped me up. Thanks, dude. Disc Golf Valley, yeah. Yeah, Disc Golf Valley, Eagle Ridge. Holes 1 through 9. Bro, fucking Bowie made the best course. I promise you it was so much fun. Oh, if y'all want to know my disc golfing friends, this is a true story. The editor is kind of tough. It's fucking wild. Ganja Toker, what's good, fam? Fucking... Oh yeah, Biz. No, things are going good. Oh, Jay Zombie Smoker. I was literally trying to like do it as closely as I could. I think I'm through like 6 or 7 holes. I think 6. It's just so hard to like, because of the shortness of it. Like, they need to update this where you can put distances in, and then like the raising and lowering of the ground needs to get a little bit easier or a little bit better. Doing it from a phone is the booty. Fucking Bowie was doing it from a iPad, but Bowie made one of the best courses I've played. Jake, right there. Jay Zombie Smoker. It's our buddy Jake from fucking Disc Golf. Hangs out with Ryan and I know Pasha too and shit too. So let's play, dude. I mean, I'm super in. I just have to... If I can actually get this. Oh, neck. Actually, oh. Because I need it to run through my computer. Oh, green. See if I can get it to work. And we can't play it. It would be an individual playing it.
Yesterday has been and gone. Tomorrow will I find the sun, or will it rain?
Bake me cookies, I'm down. I ain't scared.
Having fun, except me, I'm the lonely one. I live in shame.
The Spokane Joy. That's awesome. Doc, tell her we said hello, please. No, individually, everybody can play Eagle. But we, as a group, cannot. They don't have group features yet. All right, hold on. I need my brain to kick in for a minute. Is it even gonna? No, you cannot play on. Oh, it said for like the first week. I paid the fucking $7 so to get the thing, but yeah, you might not. I don't even know if you're able to play the thing. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I would happily jump on if I could fucking put this thing, if I could connect the phone. Oh, the hell.
To all of you, come on now. I say goodbye to romance.
Wireless.
Goodbye to friends, I tell ya. Goodbye to all the past. I guess that we'll meet in the end.
No, 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 no. Oh man, I really want to do it.
And the weather's looking fine, and I think the sun will shine again. Ooh. And I feel I've cleared my mind, all the past is left behind again. I say goodbye to romance, yeah. Goodbye to friends, I tell ya.
Hold on. Oh, we might do it.
I guess that we'll meet in the end.
Okay, hold up. Maybe we can do it. Might be able to. Hold up. Wait a minute. I pulled it. Oh. Oh. You got a little bit going on here. All right. Let me. Oh, shit. I want to play from my phone. Okay. Here we go. You go to custom courses here. And on page 2 of the popular, page 2, Eagle Ridge, hole 1 through 9. In the favorites, we've got the Boys Disc Golf Club. This Gavin Red. Oh, you know what? Look, for friends, you know what's up. You're gonna like this one. Oh yeah. This is. Oh shit. Hold up. Sorry. Wait a minute. This is. Look at that. Look at the names that we took down, dude. The Gavin Rathbun, the Debo, the fucking Andrew Marwi. Look at the winner. Peace, Love, and Cope, little 10, little 999, and a 5 from Deebs even. Oh, ski. Smoke the boys. Smoke them real professionals. Number 1 C1X putter in the world. Smoked. Had no chance against. Alright, anyway. I'm over here talking. Okay, here we go. No, he said fuck it gotta be fake. Alright, here we let's play. 238. Yeah, but that's, I mean, that's pretty close. Oh! Now I wanted to ace it. This is a good start. I like the touch of the dude. I will go show you how janky. You can play on Steam. Yeah, it's short. That's why we're gonna rip it. I'm down to. Oh, I like this. Cool. For shit. If I could, I'll show you what mine looks like, mate. And it's not. It's like not good. I probably have spent 30 minutes trying to make the fuel. Yeah, so far so good, dude. So far great. 316's a little bit aggressive for a whole two. I'll take it though. Oh yeah, perfect. Just get me straight behind a tree. That would have been true of you. That 316 might be from the long. Oh, I know it all too well. God damn it. How many times have I hit that tree and So the 10 down means people have aced. That's sicko. Probably pretty tough. I skip here. Take the Oh, uh-oh. Dude, we got duped. Yeah, I am. Oh, what a disgusting make. I hope y'all just got to watch that. You want to see it again? Dude, squeeze the trees. I do like that you dropped the shit down in the back. Because I wanted to, like, be able to make it and then, like, switch pin position. This was a harder one to make. I was struggling to get this thing to do. Wow. That's about true of hole 6. You fucking get greasy. Yeah, 6 is easily the hardest one. What? Challenge accepted. Ugh. I love that you carved out the paths all. I did that shit in mine too. Tried to like carve the paths to. Dude, the height editor is booty, dude. That's the best way to describe the thing. It does not work well. Oh, we're going with the P plate. Oh yeah. Here it is. Oh, we're gonna fucking try and get aggressive.
So don't cry to me, oh baby. Your future's in an oblong box. Don't cry to me, oh baby. You should have seen it coming on. Don't cry to me, oh baby. Had to know it was
Oh, fuck a trees.
me, oh baby. For a dead end girl. Don't cry to me, oh baby.
And Egg 5's good.
Life drains on that floor. Don't cry to me, oh baby. Die, my darling. Don't utter
How cool.
a single word. Die, my darling. Just shut your pretty mouth. I'll be seeing you.
Oh, what a cool basket concept. That's dope.
I'll be seeing you.
Dude, I really, honestly, I thoroughly, and I think that's one of the coolest things that I've seen. Thoroughly like. Look at my eagle. I'll just jump in the editor. This is one. Right, mine is way more open. And it's only open like this because I was trying to, but see that stick down on the right? I put the little down tree down there. I like that. I tried to put the little touches on some of the whole. All right, come in here. Nope, wrong. Hold two. Say it. See, in mine, I only did mine close to footage. I did not do it proper. Average. Oh, trash. Anyway, fire that one. 3 was a little bit rougher too. This is like anything that used the height tool was a little bit tougher to make. Oh, I did get better at fucking adjusting stuff here and but funny as hell that that's what I anticipated more of was like people making their home. What the? But that's how much drop that I got out of this from top to bottom because the fucking thing is just so bad. Oh, some stragglers.
I saw a blind man standing on a corner yesterday, baby. He couldn't hardly tie his shoes, but he had a harmonica and a guitar strapped around his neck. And he
Oh yeah, got past. Oh look, I put the rocks. Oh, you know how Eagles got the rocks right there? Bang bang, put the rocks out there. I just haven't published this. I also have not made. I think I've gone to. Let's go here. My 5. I also did around the corner, but not super hard, and I did not put the back on. We put them 2 little weird trees that always stop discs. Heard that. That's too much. Perfection.
I had a dream the other night, baby. I dreamt that I was
Alright.
all alone.
Swap, I've only played like, or I've only done like 6. We're almost there. But I'm afraid to publish it because now when people are publishing courses, they're disappearing. So some people are just holding off on it. Oh, here you go. That is. Oh no, I got 7 in there. Oh, see, mine's a little bit more open. Yep. Oh, I wanted to see Ace live one.
I think I'm a white man. You think? Do you believe? I believe
Yeah,
I'm a
and
white
that's
man.
that tree that is. I started using it a ton more. It is a prop.
You cannot believe something and know it.
Like a lot of.
Wait,
No way.
my poor brain. Wait. I cannot believe it and know it.
No, this natural.
No, and you can only believe in what you don't know.
Yes, I'm only 7 old.
You can only believe in what you don't know. That's why you have to believe it. Now, do you believe in your mother and father? No, I know my mother and father.
Well, and that's the thing. Jake, I'm pretty sure that when fucking if you go and edit your course, you can edit it as many times as you want, and now when people play, they'll just go play your. But yeah. Jake, you seen this one? I still got 29,800 boxes left. I've been doing a shit ton of like the season pass stuff through this thing. Through the boxes. Dude, you ready to... Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. Look how many discs. 6250. I have so many discs, like, I almost want to just get rid of them. I try to sell them, but they sell so slow. I never even got one box. The fucked up thing is, I enjoyed that glitch twice. I did it once. They caught, I don't know how it happened, but they disappeared. And then after that, it like, you know what? Let me look at how I got 17 of these rives down. See that? I got 17 glide skip, mythical, fucking. What's his name? Fucking Sir Isaac Robbins. There's 17 of them. If I could fucking, when we're able to start giving these things back away, that would be pretty sweet. Now watch this. We're gonna throw it 600 feet. Oh, I don't want me to test drive anymore.
Forget all that.
600.
You're just a spirit in a body full of the same stinking shit.
105. That's how you get the work done. I'd skip Rive. I actually prefer fucking I like to throw guy. This guy is more of a straight out the gate, a little stable, great, and then go ahead and test drive it. Just stay a little bit straighter. Could have given that a little bit. Yeah. Oh, y'all see his phase world? This thing fucking cooks too. It's like Ganja Toker. If you're still here, this is like your old world, bro. That disc you used to throw the shit out of. Yeah. If everybody's down, let's do a fucking multiplayer. We can make it happen. Oh, Aaron, that shit is... Holy shit, bro. Oh, wow. I just about died there. Oh, dude. Yeah, 11 out of 10. Let's play a fucking round. Let's get our friends. You know what? Let me fucking send a message to the friends and see if anybody wants. Online. Play with friends. Create a group. 72SE. See if we can get some badass. Oh, it's really late. I'm not gonna take. Wonder if boy might be. Oh, you still here? Have Lyman, what's good, brother? Guap, I'm fine. I probably won't play that much either, to be honest with you. I need to take my happy ass to get up early, disc golf with the Guap, and I'm driving out to Michigan, spend the weekend. Fuck Biz at? Oh, I just fucking sent you a text message. Biz, thanks for beating me to it. Where we at? We got Guap coming. El Guapo, Ryan, Biz. Hold on, we might get a bit Bowie in here possibly. Give a brother a break. Give a brother a break. How much more can I take? Kev, we can make that happen. Tracy Jack. Give a brother a break. Kev says, what's up? How much more can I take? Give a brother a break. Unconditional love to you, my guy. All right. Jake, I'll play that thing with you second. We'll play the outer space second so that people don't get pissed off. We'll go random at the beginning. See how this plays. Go in. Oh. Who just aced? Ryan, let's go, dog. What disc did you throw? Nice ace. Mine was close.
How the fuck you got yours when I ain't got mine? Can't you see that I'm not doing fine? Give a brother a break. Give a brother a break. How much more can I take? Give a brother a break. Give a brother a break.
Get out of that.
Give a brother a break. How much more can I take? Give a brother a break.
Got him spraying in here. Oh, these bounce outs. What is going on?
They build all the houses, they carry the stone, they polish the tables, we call it our own. They pour out the liquor, they set up the stage, they live out their lives just to fuel our cage. They hammer the steel.
Oh,
they
another
assemble the
potential.
gears. They swallow the pain, we collect the cheers. They sweep every hallway, they shine every floor. They're stuck in the basement, we open the door. They serve every plate while we're tasting the wine. Their hands on the clock, keep controlling the time. They're digging the ditches, they're breaking their knees. We're bathing in
No!
without their obedience,
I have to fucking.
nothing would run.
Dude.
But we hold the power. They carry the gun. Keep the crowd working. Don't let them resist.
I goddamn hit fucking rethrow instead of fucking. Oh, this is so dumb. Alright, well. We're gonna fix it.
Keep the crowd working. Don't let them resist.
Oh, build up. Not in. Don't like this.
We need poor people to cook, clean, sing songs, suck dicks, and kill people. They march in the armies, they die in the sun. We profit from wars that we carefully plan. They teach
Oh
all the
my
children,
God.
they heal all the sick. We measure their value by numbers and tips. They pray in the churches, they sing all the hymns. We smile for the cameras, we bask in our sins. They bury the soldiers, they cry at the graves. But silence is golden, we call them our slaves. They fix every wire, they drive every train.
No!
We harvest the labor. They carry the pain.
Oh my
They cheer for
God,
the
I'm playing
anthem, salute to the
bad,
sky.
dude.
But none of it matters. They're ready to die. We're selling the dream.
The hope go.
Taking the prize. Their suffering feeds us. We call
I'm
it our
fucked.
life. Keep the crowd working. Don't let them resist. Keep them exhausted. Too tired to exist. Keep the machine running smooth with their tricks. We need poor people to cook, clean, sing songs, suck dicks, and kill people. Keep the crowd working.
Well, it's a poor display.
Keep the crowd working, don't let them resist. Keep them exhausted, too tired to exist. Keep the machine
Okay.
running smooth with their tricks. We need poor people to cook, clean, sing songs, suck dicks, and kill people. What if the system just broke in their hands? What if the servants stopped taking commands? What if the empire was starting to fall and all of the workers stopped working at all? The towers would crumble, the kings would be scared, the nobles would panic, completely unprepared. The lies that we tell are the ropes that we tie, but when they awaken, we all will comply. Keep the crowd working, don't let them resist. Keep them exhausted, too tired to exist. Keep the machine running smooth with their
Damn
tricks.
it.
We need poor people to cook, clean, sing songs, suck dicks, and kill people.
Brian, you any good at the space one?
Turn the lights down low and close the door. Future is coming, future rising up. Whoa. Shotgun blast, a demon piece of lead with both eyes open. Now wait up. Feel the evil. Feel the heat, there's a blast you open. Death comes ripping, and it's death comes ripping. You feel the heat as death comes ripping. Rip your back out, death comes ripping out. Flesh and blood too weak for you. Turning it over a little
Uh-oh.
too late. to
Uh-oh, uh-oh,
penetrate.
uh-oh, uh-oh.
Death comes ripping.
Nope, that ain't it.
Feel the heat as I blast you open. Death comes ripping, and it's going. Death comes ripping. You feel the heat as death comes ripping. Rip your back out, death comes ripping out. Flesh and blood too weak for you. Turning it over a little too late to penetrate. Death comes ripping. And I know that death comes ripping now.
Probably right. I do need some water. I play the one really. I play the space. Oof.
Yo,
Here we go.
I'm rolling with Gandalf, staff in his handoff, shrooms in the brew. Now the wizard's got a standoff. David Letterman's laughing, Mike in his hand clapping, Seth Rogen puffing clouds while the room's collapsing. Captain America's shield to pizza pan now. Rocket and Groot stole my stash. Holy cow! Ace Ventura sliding in like alrighty then. Did a line off his sleeve and he's gone again. Ghostbusters pulled up, proton beams glowing. Egon sniffed the line, said, "Man, I'm flowing." The pop sipping holy wine laced with THC. Jesus turned water into vodka for the VIP. Buddha's on a beanbag floating in the zone. Life is suffering, but he's chilling on the throne. Power Rangers morphing on some cosmic LSD. Zordon's a plasma ball vibing with me. Randy Marsh in the cut with a glass of makers. Higher space with two glow stick lightsabers. Jimmy Fallon's giggling, face all red. Chris Farley moonwalking on a waterbed. John Candy snacking on a cosmic brownie. Yoda pops a tab, whispers, "Trip good, cloud."
Hold up. Wait a minute. Sorry. I'll change this. I just need it. Library. Play. Oh, dude. All right. Sorry, y'all. Nice, dude.
I don't pledge to no empire.
Ugh.
I roll up truth and spark the fire. They preach fear, we preach trees. Healing hits on every breeze. They say obey, we say relax. They got bombs, we got pre-roll packs. Like
H2O, baby.
oh, that's right. That loud don't start no fight. Hit me with that good love, that good love. Pass the peace pipe, push comes to puff. They sell control in a paper suit, but we burn truth down to the
Dude, they could have put any fucking one of the shots in there.
rolling rebellion dreams. We ain't afraid to feel this high. One plant, one love, one reason why.
That's good.
They want us boxed in, stressed and text. But I got flavors that fight back. Call it chronic diplomacy. Puff, puff,
All right,
pass that
warm up.
unity. Fake divine, we divine dank. Killing the hurt they put in the tank. We smoke signals, they drop bombs.
Ryan, GG's, dog. Jesus Christ.
Love, break them chains with buds above. The outlaw plants
Gee, dog. Valley, dude. Heck.
A little flower, a little flame, and suddenly peace don't sound so strange.
All right, course. Oh no. Wait, has everybody hit finish? I'm unable to touch Rand. Also unable to. Alright, gotta leave the group. Gotta create the group. U1SS. U1SS. We're gonna play the space voyage on the SS U1. Oh, connect to them.
Truths in the smoke, not in the fire. With that high truth, that funky freedom, that green ass proof. One planet, one puff, one dream to trust. It's love we roll, not
Yeah, you're good, Biz. Here's to you, Gary. I'm down to put a little smoke in the air with you. Enjoying you here, my guy. Peace, fam.
We pulled up fast in a rusted out Ford, cooler in the back, swinging wide the door. Hot grease popping in a cast iron
Ooh,
pan.
I like it.
Down like a whiskey hand. Someone passed the bottle, said, "Boy, dig in," but I took one bite and I grinned my sin. I'm too drunk to taste this chicken, but I swear it's finger licking. Swaying like a pine tree in the wind. Don't know where my shoes have been. That bird might be fried to perfection, but I lost all sense of direction. Raise your glass, start kicking. I'm too drunk to taste this chicken.
34 discs acquired. You click on my shit.
Cousin Earl's dancing with a garden gnome. Son works right by the home. Uncle's got gravy all over his vest.
All right.
I got sauce running down
Space Voyage. Y'all can watch me do it too, because I actually have a pretty good grasp for this. I generally say like 15 to 20% more than your average throw is how this thing is playing now. So like this, I'm probably gonna take it, and it likes to get stable towards the end. So down. And putting tough bit here.
Sideways glance, they took one bite and joined the dance. We're too drunk to taste this chicken.
I swear it's finger licking.
Shaking like a tailgate in July. Feathers flying to the sky. Forget Michelin inspection. We're a 5-star fried confection. Grease.
All right, y'all ready, Biz? Are you getting pissed off at it yet? Oh no, you're doing it. Rock this thing. Fucking way. Get down. Get down. Look at that. That's some get down. Bildo, where the hell were you throwing that? Oh, you hit the fucking box. Now you're over there. Now you're way over there. Now just let the... Oh, there you go again, back over. There goes Biz, donking off the thing. Check this. Oh, nope, plowed off of that. Oh, Biz, what are you doing? Boys, dance. Yeah, don't like actually putt it. Putting it is bad. Want to throw these in for sure. Oh, Biz, you're on number 7 over there. Boys want to move. I'm gonna.
Don't cry to me, oh baby. Your future's in an oblong bar. Don't cry to me, oh baby. You should have seen it coming on. Don't cry to me, oh baby. Had to know it was in your power. Don't cry to me, oh baby. Dead end go for a dead end girl. Don't cry to me, oh baby. And now your life drains on that floor. Don't cry to me, oh baby. Die, die, my darling. Don't utter a single word. Die,
Oh, hell yeah, Garrett. Sounds fire. 5
I'll be seeing you again.
like
I'll be seeing you in hell. Die,
oh sit down. Sit down. Oh, here we go. Went 100 backward. Put it 2. That'll be fire. Oh, that is cooked. Oh my god, I'm looking like Biz and fucking Bildo over here now. Biz, you just took shot number 1 on this hole? Oh no. Oh, we're playing fucking AWOL Nation over here. Still. Oh my god, I need to stop going for it and just lay up already. My brain is not programmed. Down. Yeesh. Anything good I had going. Don't any. Hey, flipping it, Ryan and myself. Oh for blow. Oh, tell me. I took. I'm playing with the. Not really. This thing have this fucking programmed as a forehand. Oh, this is so dumb. Hit it.
They build all the houses, they carry the
Oh my
they
god,
polish the
yes.
tables, we call it our own. They pour out the liquor, they set up the stage, they live out
No,
the life,
just
a
fall
few
straight
hard
down, not
days. They hammer the
100 feet
steel,
backward.
they assemble the gears, they swallow the pain,
Oh,
they collect the
cow.
tears. They sweep every hallway, they shine every floor. They're stuck in the basement, we open the door. They serve every plate while we're tasting the wine. Their hands on the clock, keep controlling the time. They're digging the ditches, they're breaking their knees. We're bathing in gold while they beg us to please. Without their obedience, nothing would run. But we hold the power. They carry the gun. Keep the crowd working, don't let them resist. Keep them exhausted, too tight to exist. Keep
the machine running smooth with their tricks. We need poor people to cook, clean, sing songs, suck dicks, and kill people. Keep the crowd working.
Deputy! Wait, I'll miss you already, bro. I hope you have a good night too. Thanks for being here. Sorry we got all disc golf.
They march in the armies, they die in the sun. We profit from wars that we carefully.
This looks like one of your normal rounds now.
They heal all the sick. We measure their value by numbers and ticks. They pray in the churches, they sing all the hymns. We smile for the cameras, we bask in our sins. They bury the soldiers, they cry at the graves. The silence is golden, we call them our slaves. They fix every wire, they drive every train. We harvest the labor, they carry the pain. They cheer for the anthem, salute to the sky. But none of it matters, they're ready to die. We're selling the dream, they're paying the price. Their suffering feeds us, we call it our life. Keep the crowd working, don't let them resist. Keep them exhausted, too tired to exist. Keep the
Drop
machine running
in
smooth
there.
with their tricks. We need
Oh.
people to cook, clean, sing songs, suck dicks, and kill
Wow.
people. Keep
Cake.
the crowd working. Keep the crowd working, don't let them resist. Keep them exhausted, too tired to exist. Keep the machine running smooth with their tricks. We need poor people to cook, clean, sing songs, suck dicks, and kill people. What if the system just broke in their hands? What if the servants stopped taking commands? What if the empire was starting to
All right, all right, all right.
all of the workers stopped working at all? The towers would crumble.
Yes,
the
man,
kings
you
would be
are-
scared. The nobles would panic, completely unprepared. The lies that we tell
Like you
are
blew your
ropes that
knee.
we tie, but when they awaken, we all will comply. Keep the crowd working, don't let them resist. Keep them exhausted, too tired to exist. Keep the machine running smooth with their tricks. We need poor people to cook, clean, sing songs, suck dicks, and kill people.
Oh yeah, with the roll in 0 G's, bro. Start hooking. Start hooking. Get off of that. Go backwards a lot of feet. What is happening? Dude, I like. Ah,
Round and round, it never stops. Everybody reaching for a different top. You chase the thing you never had, and when you get it, it don't feel that bad. Just strange. You can't satisfy the crowd. Doesn't matter if you stand tall or bow down, left or right. It's always wrong. Somebody's mad before the end of the song. No matter what you give or say,
nice 4, Ryan.
someone's always looking the other way. We're spinning wheels, stuck in the scene, trying to live up to someone else's dream. Short hair wants that long, slow flow. Long hair's tired, wants to let it go. Boys in cars want that two-wheel thrill. Motorheads dreaming of a coupe de ville. Eyes on the other side of the fence, grabbing for meaning, chasing sense. It's the same old dance, new disguise. Everyone's hungry, no one's satisfied. You can't please the crowd at all.
Push, push, push. Full outsider.
Just to watch it fall. Talk your truth, they twist
Uh,
your lines. Smile
hey,
too
Bubba.
bright, they say you're blind. Doesn't matter where you've been, someone's got a louder spin. You try to bend, you try to sway, still they
No way. What is happening? Zero G roll, baby. Fuck. Go in. Go in. Go in. What is happening? Did you see that? Wait, everybody, watch this for 1 second. Watch on the screen. Look at this thing do a fucking spun on the rim. What in the fuck? Busted. Oh, Biz, you're wild as fuck, dude. Oh. Remember how to do it?
It's hard to make friends when you know everyone. I just gotta get down, gotta get out of this town.
Right, it bounces.
Gotta get out where the people
Ring.
are, where they serve real food and have high class bars. Go for a stroll on a Friday night, where the stores are still open and the shiny lights. If you think about it, I
It went in. We're in the basket and you left it.
don't really need a rhyme. Sure, I might be crazy, but at least I'm gonna try. 'Cause I don't know what there is here to do. I can feel myself stuck in the town's flu. I just gotta get down, gotta get out of this town. And when I think I'll try to like it again, I walk down the street and I come to the end. I just gotta get down, gotta get out of this town.
Oh, what a fucking shot. What a shot that was.
No pickup trucks and everyone's smart. Put on fancy clothes for a big
Hell
time
yeah.
show. When we'll stay out all
3 holes behind, dog. Thanks, Ryan. Peace to all of you as well. That trek is a little gimmick. Little sicko. A lot of fun. Bildo, thanks for playing, dude. Biz, are you still playing or are you done? Oh, nice. You just posted this before. I could probably be down for like, I'll do one more if everybody wants to. Biz, you got one more left in you, hopefully. It is an interesting.
Back in the day, I could hoop, I could hit. Quarterback spiral, yeah, I lived off that shit. Soccer, baseball, every game I was king.
Yeah, Ganj, it's if you want to come play one more with us, it will not be that court. We will 100% random it. Is if you quit and then you gotta come back in. I can also just oh yeah, come back in. Never mind, it's not letting me fucking do it anyway. Just leave and make a new group. C8WM. C8WM. No, Ganj, it literally, the first time I played that shit, I was like, what the fuck? I am like, dude, it felt like I was playing pinball and not fucking disc golf.
First turning, confidence loud. First drive, tree kick, welcome to the crowd. Now I'm road tripping towns for a seat there show.
Don, do you want to play another one, or are you out?
Birdies for dough, met a dude with a cannon, 500-foot arm while I'm throwing worm burners straight into a farm. Still I'm grinding, obsessed, can't quit this game. Every night feel
That's it.
to chase that fame.
Let's play this shit, man. Boys, thanks for fucking playing this shit. I appreciate it.
Someday I'll be the champ. Yeah, I'll be the GOAT, slinging this so smooth. They'll write me a quote. Watch out, Ken and Paul, 'cause here I come. King of the chains, and I'm second to none. Someday I'll be the champ. Yeah, I'll be the GOAT, slinging this so smooth. They'll write me a quote. Watch out, Ken and Paul, 'cause here I come. King of the chains.
Wow, that's a good start.
Now I'm broken beat, got a high bag tag. Every turn he ends with my head in the drag. Lost to a 12-year-old, yeah, kid named Chase. He parked hole 9 while I searched my disc case. Floor stacked high with a rainbow of this. 30 putters deep, still I'm clanking the wrist. Rent's overdue, but my cart's on point.
No.
Check smoked at the disc golf joint. I'm cussing at trees, I'm living in bogeys. Dreams of the tour, but I'm stuck with the homies. But inside my gut, there's a fire not done. Someday I swear I'll be that one. Someday I'll be the champ. Yeah, I'll be the GOAT, singing this so smooth. They'll write me a quote. Watch out, Ken and Paul, 'cause here I come. King of the chains, and I'm second to none. Someday I'll be the champ. Yeah, I'll be the GOAT, singing this so smooth. They'll write me a quote. Watch out, Ken and Paul, 'cause here I come. King of the chains, and I'm second to none. Yeah. Late night
Oh
scrolling,
my
I struck
God,
YouTube
this-
gold. Coach on the screen dropping secrets. Gold. Throw it to me to your palm, put off your right hip. Man, that one tip flipped the whole script. Now I'm hucking bombs like I'm shot from a gun. 500-foot bros, here I come.
Nice,
For
dude.
this
Right.
back, I'm alive, I'm lit. Chains in my dreams, I was born for this shit. Someday I'll be the champ. Yeah, I'll be the GOAT, slinging this so smooth. They'll write me a quote. Watch out, Ken and Paul, 'cause here I come. King of the chains, and I'm second to none. King of the chains, and I'm second to none.
From the depths of the spiral nebula comes the worm who parties and heals, slurms.
Bro, leaning halfway in and halfway out at the same time.
The original spark.
Oh, I am just struggling. Oh,
You rise a lazily, floating through the haze, grinding green wisdom through the purple blaze, draped in robes of kush, crown made of glass. He's the cosmic worm, pumping knowledge fast. Scrolls of terpenes, bongs of truth. He's got the stone gospel from the ancient youth, turned up in hyperspace. Vibes never fizzle.
stay on it. Oh my God.
Wimmy wham wham wazzle, up and dazzle, floating through the stars in a leaf-shaped castle. Wham wham wazzle, the party prophet, passing out the green like there's no way to stop it.
Wait, hit the ace yet?
He healed the sick on planet BH3, taught the Martian monks how to properly breathe. No pain in the dome when the worm rolls through. CBD sigils and a space brew shroom. From Earth
Oh,
to Omicron, he's a strain selector. Bubonic chronic from an interdimensional sector. The wizard of weed, no mortal can muzzle. He drops the truth bombs when we wham wham wazzle. Wimmy wham wham wazzle, blazing be colossal, medical marvel, highlight apostle. Wham wham wazzle, let the rhythm throttle, one puff from the chalice, now you're seeing the model. Wazzle.
No way. No way.
In the smoke, say his name in rhythm. He's got that warp weed flow straight out the prism. Third eye open, chakras in the cuddle. He's the funky hot sage with the lava lamp bubble. So if you're lost in pain and the night's too long, light up a beacon. The worm's headstrong with the staff of him and a heart that thrives. He'll drop into town and fix your vibes. He ain't no buzzkill. He's the mystical drizzle, the storm of peace. Wimmy wham wham wazzle. Wimmy wham wham.
Ah, Buildo, why are you beating all? Quit that shit.
Slurms McKenzie, forever the vibe, forever the cure.
Ugh.
Yesterday has been
Oh, here we go.
tomorrow. Will I find the sun or will it rain? Everybody's having fun.
Dude, I almost want to take this. I almost.
I live in shame. I say goodbye
What just happened?
to friends. I tell you goodbye to all the past. I guess that we'll meet in the end. I've been the king, I've been the clown.
Should have just damn thrown the thing.
Broken wings
Fuck
can't
it.
hold me down. I'm free again. The jester with the broken crown. It won't be me this time around to love in vain. I say goodbye to romance, yeah.
I don't know. I throw a roller there 90% of the time. But that with the 3 win, that back fucking opens up a ton. Not enough. Jesus, Jake. Might as well. Oh, I whipped. No, no, Jake, WTF, mate? I mean, thanks for back in it. Justin, Buildo, good shooting, dude. 7 sucks. Here I am, stat flashing. I said good shit and that. GG to all of you. Sweet. Well, is you're fine to finish out. Justin, you're fine to finish out. I got the game sitting open over here. You're in good shape. But that said, let me go through here. Oh, I hope you strike peace when you seek it. I hope you find love when you need it. I hope you can cope when you feel it.
Avocado, 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 potato, 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 potato.
Jake, Ganja Toker, Biz, Ryan, friend Justin, Dudley Dawson, G-Man, Saggy Pants, Kev Lyman. Who else do we have in here? Guapo, of course, never forget. Fucking Sean Whitney, I know he was in here. Bawani, I know you were in here. Mr. Rourke, always Mr. Rourke. Who else do we have? Dudley Dawson, I'm trying to pull people off the top of my head. Dr. Levy and Leanne, Gary, Anita, and Lucy. That's squads of people coming in together. Drummer. Oh, Drummer. Chi-Town Hi-Fi. Chi-Town Hi-Fi. Good conversation, honestly. I really enjoyed it. If you missed out on that, that was good talks. Air Bear, Gawani, Chi-Town, Bodine, getting fucking Bodine. Settle down over here. Fucking Dudley Dawson, Salsa Courier, friends, all of my friends. Thank you again. I appreciate you. Don't forget.
Hey, fentanyl ain't no good. Hey, fentanyl ain't no good. Hey, fentanyl ain't no good.
Thank you for the safe travels. That shit is.
Hey, fentanyl ain't no good.
Thanks for the safe travel talk. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend. I will see you all next Thursday, hopefully. And until then, miss y'all already. Peace. Bye.